Strange RV tours will take you places with Greg and Janet's smiling faces. You might see a crazy flavored soda review or some tips to fix your RV too. So come along, won't you join us, friend, as we discover what's around the bend. Just sit right back in your easy chair. Strange RV Tours is on the air. Strange RV Tours is on the air.
We were in the Painters Union. We both got laid off the same day, and we went to truck driving school. Did awesome with that. Got hired on with interstate distributors, and since we were new drivers, we still had to go through their training program, right? And this was a great company, all right? They would let us train together, Greg and I together, as a team. But we were in the truck with a trainer for like 6 weeks, forever, okay? There was an incident where they decided to extend their training program at that point because they had a big time accident with a new driver. So they extended the training orientation, okay? So we were driving with this trainer. He'd get hotel rooms at night, and we'd stay in the truck together, okay? And Greg and I were driving, not him. So we were driving back and forth, doing our, 10 hours driving, or 11 hours driving, whatever it took to get the loads done. They were regular loads and everything. All right, during the winter, middle of winter, okay, there's this hill called Cabbage Hill, and inevitably you go up Cabbage. It's one of the most dangerous mountains to climb and go down, whatever. They require chains, right? If it's even barely snowing. Well, it was snowing. So our trainer says, well, I haven't chained up in years. I mean, I'm solo. You just pull over when you're solo. And the company expected team drivers to roll and chain up whenever the road's open. So, okay, Greg and I chain up. We knew how to do it. We practiced it. We, learned that well. It took us a while, but we ended up getting really good at it. But, so we're going on the chains. You're only supposed to be doing it at the max 30, 35. Okay. Our trainer was getting so tired. I mean, here he is riding with both of us when we're driving. So he's up double time. But the roads ended up drying out. He was exhausted. We had about 30 more miles to go. And we said, well, we need to pull over. Greg's driving, right? Don't we need to pull our chains off? It's dry. He goes, no, I'm just too tired. Let's just get on down the road to the hotel. All right. Greg's doing like 30. He goes, trucks are passing us and everything. I'm in the back just freaking out because, I'm new, I'm nervous. I'm supposed to be sleeping, right? I'm in the bunk. Well, the trainer says, well, pick it up, go a little faster. So Greg's going like another 35 miles an hour. And he goes, no, let's pick it up more at 40, and then he's doing like 55. Here, bang, bang, clack, clink, clink, the chains. We're on drive pavement. You're not supposed to run chains on drive pavement. Well, he said, okay. Finally get to the hotel. And trainer says, I'm just too tired. Let's just take the chains off in the morning. Greg sticks his head out, thinking, oh, wow. He looks out. He says, well, there's no chains on this side. Greg gets out and looks. The trainer's getting his bag together to go to the hotel, and Greg's walking around. He looks up in the window. He goes, We don't have to take them off. They're all gone. Trainer's like, uh-oh. Do you know how expensive those chains are? He's going like, okay. So we had to go to the closest yard that we could get to get chains, because you're not supposed to be driving around without any chains on your truck, available to chain up during the winter, okay? So we had to find a yard real close. There's terminals all over, okay? Big company. So, and he went and grabbed some chains. They had pallets, piled up chains, kind of incognito. So we'd have chains. Anyway, that was so bad. You're thinking, how dangerous is that? You're throwing chains. Anyway, it was eye-opening. Let me put it that way. Okay. Now, we finally get out of training. Okay? We have to fly to Chico, California. Little tiny airport. I mean, little. We're on a little puppet plane. And I'm going like, geez. When we finally get to the yard, we get to take the one cab available in town to the yard in Chico to pick up our own truck. Yay! Yeah, we were thinking we were going to get a beat-up Freightliner. We're little tiny yard. We got a nice Volvo. Nice. And, most of the trucks for interstate at that time were governed at 63 miles an hour. This truck would do 70. They gave us a truck that wasn't governed even. It was nice. Volvo, like all clean, spick and span. And anyway, we get out on the road. It's a semi-automatic. It's not, you can go manual or automatic, so it was cool. That's what we were training on. I mean, we learned to drive regular, stick, but this was cool. It was nice. All right, we're going up the 5 in California, right? It's my turn to drive. Get in the seat. Okay, I take off. All of a sudden, it dies. I'm going like, what's going on? I pull over to the side. Here I am. I'm checking the batteries. It just died on me. It wouldn't even start. I mean, then Greg gets in, and it starts right up. I'm going like, what the heck? He goes, you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong. And sure enough, I get back in it. It dies. We're going like, what the hell? Anyway, finally, I'm messing with wires, everything else, under the hood, making sure, pulling the battery box, making sure everything's good. Okay, we're calling dispatch. There's something wrong with our new truck. We just got it. Greg's saying, you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong. I'm like, geez. Every time he got in, it was fine. For me, half the time, it'd die on me. And I'm going like, I don't get it. I was shifting right. You still have to clutch it and everything. But I'm going like, what's going on? Well, we found out. Okay. What's going on? Get this. Every time I pulled my seat up, there's a connector underneath the seat that would come apart. For the electrical. So the battery box is here. Every time I pulled up the seat, it pulled the connections apart under the seat. Every time Greg got in, it'd go back together. And I'm like, oh my, I thought it was my fault the whole time. I thought I was doing something wrong, whatever. And the people at the shop were just laughing, because they couldn't really figure it out either. And then, sure enough, electrical's hard to find anyway. But they started laughing because they could picture us, trying to drive a girl. They're always doing something wrong, right? Nah, it was fine. After that, it was great. It was great. All right, now, still with this company, we filled in for the Do It Best division. That's where the little hardware stores, okay, we were filling in for a couple that had to take off for a week for surgery or something. And then they decided not to come back. So they said, okay, do you guys want to take this over? Well, that was a tough job because you're unloading the trucks. You're on a time schedule that was so tough. It was crazy. Okay, so Greg and I we'd be running 3 months and then only get a week off. You know, that type of schedule. And with Do It Best, it was tough because we're turnkey. We're going up to freezing weather up in Montana. We're going to Colorado. We're going to LA. It's a regular schedule every week, right? Well, we're going up 70. It's wintertime. And it's time for me to drive. So Greg pulls over right in front of Eisenhower. And it's all iced up. You know, still didn't have to chain or anything. But right through, going up to that tunnel, it's icy. And it was icy where we parked. It wasn't real bad on the roads, but where we parked, it was solid ice. Well, Greg gets out of the seat. I get in. I'm doing my pre-trip. I walk around the truck just like, you know, you're doing your pre-trip. No problem. I get in. I get out of the parking area. And I'm going straight into that tunnel, right? Now, I'm going like, man, this thing's bogging. All of a sudden, I'm hearing these trucks passing me. They're honking. I look back. There's smoke coming on both sides of the trailer. And I go, oh, no. What I was doing, the brakes were on. For the air brakes were on for the trailer. I hit that. Oh, my God. I was burning up the tires. They weren't rolling. They were just sliding. Oh, my God. See, technically, when you're in freezing cold weather, you try not to set your trailer brakes because they'll lock up, right? Well, I didn't realize Greg had set them. So I screwed up. I should have known to check it. And, the tractor brakes, yeah, I undid those and I just took off. Not thinking about the trailer brakes. And it's right there. The buttons are right there together. And, with the trucks were honking at me and the smoke. Oh my gosh. So, when we got done with that trip, I had to explain to my the dispatcher, the supervisor at the yard, that, oh, when I picked up this trailer, they were already like that. The tires were flat. In the back of the trailer, they were flat in spots. Oh my gosh, they had to replace the tires. It was a major screw up on my part. It was like, how embarrassing. We've been driving for a few years already. I should have. This is embarrassing, y'all. That was bad. That was bad. And, it's great company. The Do It Best part was tough. We actually ended up buying a truck, but there's another time with this company though. We were running on I-70 again, and my goodness, Greg was driving this time, and a buck came running underneath the trailer. He saw him. He said he saw him. And there's nothing you can do. Saw him on the side. He ran underneath the 53-foot trailer, in between the tractor and the wheels. Needless to say, it was a mess. Yeah, he called Highway Patrol and said there's a buck in the middle of the road. The truck was fine. The trailer was fine. He pulled over. There was hair and parts stuck underneath the wheel well of the back. There's the tandem, 2 wheels, like that. was, man, I looked at it. It's nasty, man. It had blood in the, it had white rims and it's all red. Oh my gosh, it's gross. It's gross. But we called about cleaning it up because it's gross. I mean, we didn't have any facility right there. We called Beacon. We called our terminal, and they said, well, call Beacon. We'll set you up for a trailer wash. Well, call Beacon. They wouldn't do it. It's called biohazard. They wouldn't do it. There's no place we could get that cleaned up. I mean, I got off what I could, but they said, okay, can't get it clean. We'll just spread biohazard, bio stuff all over the state till we get back to our yard in Mesquite, Nevada. That's what we had to do. And I'm going like, well, if it's bio, everybody's getting it. You know, so I got to the yard, cleaned it up there, you know, no problem. It's like stuff in trucking, man. It's crazy. It's so crazy. It was a challenge, you guys, but great money, especially when we bought our own truck. And we'll tell you more stories about that when we bought our truck. Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Well, that's a little bit of our trucking experience when we first got started. So, you guys, talk to you later. Hope you enjoyed it. All right, bye.